Okay. So, hi everybody. Welcome again to another podcast of the Wild and Free Show from a blisteringly hot Marloth Park, Mpumalanga, Poort. It has been steaming. I think it's like 45 today,
Yeah.
and it
Tomorrow we
has
will be over 50.
it is crazy, crazy hot. So, what's news? What's been going on?
Now, we've been doing a lot of rescues and yeah, it's been busy. This heat time, the poor animals. Yeah, we've got a proper heat wave for 2 weeks already. And I think it will start clear up on Saturday. Maybe some rain, but I see the forecast for next week is 40, 45 again.
Mm,
So yeah,
mm,
just
mm.
cooling down for this weekend, then we start again. It's very unusual weather. We don't have we have a heat wave now and again, but not 2 weeks in a row. That's
Mm.
strange weather we had.
Mm. So today I was thinking of let's chat a bit about our successes and wins that you've had, or that we've had, I guess, in the rehab.
It's
Um,
teamwork, yeah.
I think I want to start off with a very special lady called Nikki Wright. I think that was a win. You were very, very lucky being mentored by her.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. When I started at the previous rehab center, that was the ethos that she literally taught me about, and she drilled it into me. And
Mm.
that's the ethos I carried over to Wild and Free, because I do agree with it. I could see her sense why she was that strict with all the volunteers, and yeah, no, that's exactly. No,
It
Nikki,
was
Nikki
very
helped me a
strict,
lot. Very strict, but you have to be strict, and I do understand where she's coming from, and I
but she
think
was a puppy. I love joking with her. She always told me, if you want to play with animals, go to the NSPCA or the SPCA and go play with animals there and get a couple of rescues as well. She hated us canoodling with the animals. She called it canoodling. And she was just so, okay. Do you know what? In rehab terms, to me, she's Mother Teresa.
yeah, no, definitely,
Mm,
definitely does great work, great
mm,
work. Um, it's one day when I'm big, I'll be her. I'll try
mm,
to be, at least I can try to be like somebody, and that will be Nikki
mm.
Wright.
She was a very good mentor, a very good model, something to
Yeah,
look up to till today.
yes, definitely.
So yeah, and I think you were very lucky meeting her. And then the second thing that was quite a highlight for me that was quite intense for you was the IWRC course that you did.
Yeah,
What was the lady's name from Canada that trained you?
uh, uh, he's going to kill me. It is.
Mm. I can't remember. I can't remember.
You have
No,
to cut this. I've left
no,
it.
we'll put
Christina.
it in.
Christina.
Christina.
Yes, it
Christina.
was Christina. Yeah, Christina
Mm,
trained me, and we hosted together with Friends of Free Wildlife, IWR, of course, it's now twice.
mm,
And hopefully next year we can do that again, because,
mm,
every single rehab volunteer or rehabber has to go through this and
mm,
the advanced courses. You learn so
mm,
much. And once you do it, it teaches you how to think out of that. It's actually common sense, but I think we
mm,
grew up not using our common sense that often, and we
mm.
forget about
No,
it
but there
today.
was also a lot of math. So you did the IWRC, then you did the pain and wound management, and you did the fluid therapy. I
The
remember
fluid
the
therapy,
fluid therapy was a lot of maths
yeah,
that you had to
fluid
do.
therapy, yeah, and advanced care. I think there's three. I can't remember. I did
Pain and
all of
wound,
them.
it was,
Yeah,
yeah,
pain
it
and
was,
wound. Yeah,
and
pain
fluid
and wound.
therapy. And
Basically,
now
we have
there's
pain and wound fluid therapy, and then there's another one, but I can't remember.
pathology,
What I
is
do
the
is,
other one.
sorry,
Pathology, pathology is
pathology.
the other one.
Yeah,
And zoonology. I don't know what that is. I don't know
yeah.
what that is.
Yeah, if you want to find out all the courses,
Mm.
just go to www dot iw
IWRC.
iwrc.org.com, I think. But just
Let
Google
me
it, you'll
quickly
find
check
it.
for you. Let me
Yeah,
double check. I think it's
yeah,
IWRC
and yeah,
certification. Just give me a sec because it's important. It's
Yeah,
the IWRC.org.
yeah. They extremely good, and you learn so much. And like I said
Mm,
in my previous videos, it's a she comes from Canada, but every single wildlife is exactly the same.
mm,
Antelopes, cat
mm,
species, you do exactly the same with it.
mm,
So it's
mm,
I know I've learned a lot, and yeah, everybody needs to do that course. If you
mm,
want to be a wildlife rehabber or open up your own rehab center,
mm,
and that's just a beginner's course,
mm,
and you learn a lot. You learn really a
mm.
lot. Maybe
Then,
we'll have
then,
it next year, and then we can, you know, send an invite out if people. It's quite expensive, but it's worth it.
mm,
If you
yeah,
don't get a degree and stuff like it, it costs more. But this is really important. It's like doing the trick in wildlife
but
rehabilitation.
it's also hands-on. It's very, very hands-on.
It's very hands-on, but it's a lot of theory too. Hey, a lot of theory, and the exams
Okay.
is quite difficult. But yeah,
Mm,
I think your pass rate has to be 80 or something like that.
mm,
But yeah, no, luckily. And what's nice, every time I host this course, I go through it again because I just do a refresher.
mm,
Because sometimes
mm.
there's so much information that you forget about it. And then I sit in and say, oh, yeah, I remember that. So that's quite a
Plus new
crazy
stuff.
course you have to do.
It always gets updated with new stuff and new technologies and new
Yeah,
things and yeah.
techniques.
Okay. Yeah. So the next thing I want to talk about is the vulture poisoning. I think it's a win. I know it's tragic, but I think it was a win.
Mm.
Tell us the vulture story. What happened there?
Well, I think it was about 5 o'clock, around about 5 o'clock. I got a phone call from Mark de Beer saying all that I could hear is vultures down, get the emergency kits because we've got an emergency poison kit. And well, I rushed home and I got some carriers and stuff like that. And I just asked him how many vultures. He said many. So, I mean, you have to have a drip kit for every single vulture. Well, me and Doc Piet was already there when I arrived, and we started, me and Doc Piet, mostly Doc Piet, just he's a
Mm,
fantastic vet, started
mm,
stabilizing. But as you stabilize the one and you look up, the rangers and Mark comes in with more of them. At the end, there were 19. One died, unfortunately. That's the one we only managed to find the next day, and that was a little bit too late.
mm,
And yeah, we worked straight through on my way to Lions Spruit where the poison happened, or not happened, where the vultures were, because the poisoning wasn't in Marloth or Lions Spruit. We couldn't find the carcass. We don't know where they got the poison from. But on my way there, I phoned Kerry from Vulture because she's my
mm,
go-to girl.
mhm,
If it's she or Alistair, if
mm.
there's a vulture,
Let's
I
just put
phone
down.
her. Yeah,
Mm,
and she, because we don't deal that much with poison vultures, she just give me a refresher, quick refresher on my way there. Keep on phoning, dear,
mm,
what's happening? How many vultures? Can you send me videos and stuff like that? She helped us a lot. It's a
mm.
brilliant
What
lady,
time did they arrive?
brilliant.
They arrived 2 o'clock in
Yeah,
the morning, right?
the next morning, 4 o'clock.
Four.
Alistair and his team drove all the way from
Artis.
Hartbeespoort Dam, close
Mm,
to Pretoria, straight through. They arrived 4 o'clock, and they could take over from me and Dr. Peter Mark. In the
mm,
meantime, during that time, me, Dr. Peter, and Mark, we tubed in charcoal, underpin, see to it that the drips keeps running and stuff like that, yeah, until they
mm.
arrived, and then they took over.
Yeah.
They took so they took over because we were working straight through the night, and we
Mm,
need the rest. And if it wasn't for them, I don't know, I would have dropped down. But yeah,
mm,
and I
mm,
stayed for 2 days just to make
mm,
sure there's no more vultures, so they can help us with
mm,
that. And the vultures was transported to Volpro and Hartbeespoort Dam. Stayed
mm,
there for 4 weeks. Usually it's 2 to 3, 4 weeks because with the termite poisoning, it looks like, it's they stabilize and start eating, but in 2 weeks' time, that can deter them from falling sick again. So you have to
mm,
literally keep them 3 to 4 weeks. And then the one unfortunately didn't make it, but I didn't think he will make it because you see he was foregone. And they all pulled through with our partners Vulture. Thank you guys. You guys are amazing. I learn every time when you guys come and help us. Thank you, Alistair. You were amazing. And your team. And they brought them back, and we did a mass release of 18 vultures. And Vulture fitted them with trackers. I think they fitted a few of them with trackers so that we can see where the nesting sites are. It's quite important to know where the nesting sites is, because here's another point I want to make, is once there's a poison, it's 18 vultures. 18 vultures that's on nests that's not attended to. So that 6 dies. So if we can pinpoint where their nesting site is, we can go and have a look. If there's any parents on the nest, no parents on the nest, we can take the babies and save those babies as well. But unfortunately, we didn't have that opportunity, and Vulture gave the opportunity for us once it's there again. Kerry can have a look on her software and say, there's the nesting site, go and have a look. So then it's not just the parents that can be saved, but the chicks too.
I must say, one thing that I picked up from Vulture and the whole team was under pressure and everybody being tired, they were still making jokes and laughing, not laughing, but they were still high in spirits, and they kept the spirits up.
Yeah, they did. Hey, they did. They amazing team. Yeah, but I think if you if you start getting tired, that's the only way to cope with it. And worried, But that was partnering up with him was the best decision I've ever made, because they are just amazing. They just amazing.
Keep the spirits up, push through, get the work done. Okay. So,
oh yes,
what about...
and congratulations, Kerry, on your award, your Kudu award. You deserve it, every single accolade.
And one more thing is Temic, guys. No Temic. Come on, get rid of that stuff.
Yeah, it's against the law to sell it or buy it. It's against the law.
You can still buy it. You can still buy it.
Yeah, you have to have a permit to buy it, though.
You don't. I can go buy Temic in North and Tonga now if I wanted to.
I know, but that's not
illegal.
Legal. We can buy it illegally. Yeah, it's
but
not
that's why we please keep it out of Marloth Park, please. Okay, so
every single area, keep it out. That you don't need that. Yeah.
Okay, now let's talk about Mel. Mel to me was amazing because it was something that I didn't know what it was. First, I thought it was a water mongoose, then a Cape Grey mongoose, and I actually put it in water and it froze. We couldn't ID this thing, and we were very lucky that Karen Camacho told us, you know what you have there, because we didn't know what it was. So what we did is I put one night I put a plate of salad down on the floor with salad dressing, and he started licking the salad dressing, and I realized that he likes sour stuff. And then Deirdre came to the conclusion that maybe he's a termite eater. So we walked with this little character 10 k's a night.
And Gerrie Camacho gave us a lot of info that was available. There's not very much research about them. And he's a termite eater. And you have to walk him like you walk pangolins,
So
and you can't harvest termites for him.
That was very interesting. He never killed the nest. He only ate a little bit and then went on to the next nest, which means we were walking 3 hours a night. It was hectic. But anyway, okay.
I don't think you said what it was. It was a Mellis mongoose.
Did I not say it's a Mellis mongoose?
No.
Mellis mongoose.
Melbourne Mellis mongoose, one of our rarest South African mongooses. And when I started doing a little bit of research with Gerrie's information, I had a look on Wikipedia where they're indigenous to, this Mozambique, Zimbabwe. I try and locate rehab centers in those areas to find out how they did this. Because, I mean,
nobody knew.
Nobody knew. So it was a learning curve for me that really, I've learned so much from the Melis mongoose, the Melis mongoose, that, yeah, it was special, but it was hard work and lots of worries, because if you work with something and nobody knows about that species, you have to observe, suck, observe, write down, okay, it likes this, it likes that. So yeah, it was a worry, do we do the right thing and stuff like that, yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about was it the banded mongooses to Zimbabwe that's
Yeah, to Amiri, 12 banner mongooses.
Amiri, yeah, well, Aspinall helped us with that, right?
Yeah, the Aspinall and Rewild Africa, they helped us with that.
And wildlife vets.
Yeah, wildlife vets. They were inoculated, because with the translocation, the vets in Zimbabwe's got their own inoculations, and you have to inoculate them. But it was a great success story. Amiri asked us for more mongooses, so we'll have a look if we found mongooses in the white area to build up a group for them again. And yeah, it was our first translocation, or the first in South African translocation of banner mongooses, which was extremely successful. All 12 of them flew to Amiri Game Reserve, or to the airport in Zimbabwe, and all of them survived. So that's good news.
Yeah, and what's nice as well is something that we have so many of here is actually needed. The comments and the laughs and the smiles on everybody's faces, the vets in Zimbabwe, it was like it's the first time that they saw these animals.
Yeah, shame. And they are indigenous to Zimbabwe. They were just, I can say, killed off for no apparent reason. So yeah, no, they are thriving there. And yeah, where I think it's correct. When an animal is like your caracals in one place, it's so much that the farmers shoot them because they are problem animals. And here in Lowveld, we are desperate for them because we want to reintroduce caracals in the Lowveld. So yeah, we need to.
It's all about the mesopredators. The
Yeah.
mesopredators are very important.
Yeah, we need to think about that before we, just find out. That's why release sites is so important, to find out where they are needed. It doesn't help you release where there's plentiful and they don't need it. You have to release where it's needed, and is that animal indigenous to that area? That's important.
Yes. Okay. Where did you introduce the jackal to? Where did they go?
They went back to Mozambique. Remember, your sidetrack jackal is actual fact Gorongosa. Is actually indigenous to the Mozambique. That's specific. And after years and years and years, the side stripes started coming into South Africa. And when they start writing up the South African wildlife, the side stripe jackal was included. So it's a South African jackal too. And they phoned once again, as per the National Foundation, We Wild Africa, they helped us with that, and wildlife vets once again. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
They helped us. Yeah, they helped us with that, and they were successfully translocated. 8 side stripe jackal.
8 side stripes, yeah.
Side stripes, 4 females, 4 males. So that's correct, right? Yeah.
They had a lot of injections. They had like 7 injections or something.
Yeah, no. Just 7 in 1, and then the 3 rabies shots. First one, a booster, and another booster. Yeah.
And also a COVID shot.
Yeah, the 7 in 1 is part of a COVID shot. Yeah, I don't know, but that's our industry standard. Yeah, remember your 7 in 1. You have to give now. That's 2 injections too. Now and then I think 4 weeks later. I always keep Doc Beard gives me update. It says, oh, we have to do this, we have to do that. So that's all Doc Beard. I just let's go for it. Let's do it. So yeah.
So I think something else that's amazing, it was the rhino feeding and the dehorning that Aspinall helped us again. and Derek.
we wild.
So that's really important, is dehorning those rhinos to keep them safe. I don't like watching it. I don't like seeing it. My daughter to me just visited a game reserve, and she said it's the first time that she saw a rhino with a horn. So our kids are so used to seeing dehorned rhinos that they don't really know what it looks like in nature. But it's something that's very important to do and to keep these animals safe and expensive. So dehorning, it's an operation, and you have to get.
This is the second dehorning we're doing. The first one we used the helicopter. It's a lot of money, and a good fuel helicopter, and we had to, dot them and replace one of the rhinos' collars. And then the second dehorning we did without a helicopter. And you see, Dr. Chris Smith from Wildlife Vet was amazing. He dot, and they just lied. A few meters from each other, and we could then fit them with new collars, dehorn them, and do the necessary things. And what's interesting is, with the dehorning, I never knew it before we did dehorning. You have to have NTPA officer there, and then they've got these bags,
Plastic bag for the shavings.
Yeah, for shavings and the horn. And then he leaves with the horn. We don't even know. I just turned around, he left because of his own safety. But no, that was quite interesting. And then so and then we every single year, the past 4 years we've been going through drought, extreme drought here. Now our rhinos, that's 2 rhinos that we help feed during the dry season. And the first year, the Aspinall Foundation helped us with that. First and second year, Aspinall Foundation helped us with that. And the third year, I went to our amazing community in Marloth Park and surroundings. And I did a successful fundraiser for getting the money in for their feed. And then because of this summer, we haven't had rain yet. It's our second heat wave we are getting, no rain, not enough rain. And we need to feed the rhinos until end of January. And I made contact with 2 businesswomen, dynamic businesswomen in Marloth Park, which is Sharon from Save More and Elise from English Shopping Centre in Marloth Park. And they
didn't hesitate. They didn't hesitate.
They didn't even hesitate. So, okay, flippy in peanuts. No, 100% I'll donate a month. They didn't even hesitate. It shows you the community. The community around us, especially, business people, their hearts at the right place. But Sharon and Elise, they do one of the most dynamic businesswomen I've ever seen. And they love nature as much as I love it. And they've been supporters of Wildlife Free now since I think it's 8 years.
Remember also the De Beers, they're covering half the costs from Daisy's Den. So they're feeding out of their own pockets.
The Beer family from Daisy's Den, they've taken a lot out of their own pockets just to help with that. And no, definitely, they volunteer too. I love them. They like family. It's you bad in the beer. I think you can put it together.
What about Jane Goodall? Tell me about her.
Oh wow, it was amazing to meet her. I nearly started crying. I couldn't ask her a question. It was as if when I met Nelson Mandela, it is that same aura around her. Your spirit knows you in the presence of greatness. And it was so amazing because that was a bucket list for me, just to meet her, just to hear her. And the main thing, her opening call, and that's a chimp call. I still get goosebumps.
Mhm.
But
She opens all the speeches with a chim call.
yes,
Yeah.
I know, but I wanted to hear it live. I
Mm,
didn't see it on the videos, but
mm,
it just resonate better if you see her
mm,
do it. So,
mm,
you
mm,
know, and no, that was amazing, and just her philosophy about wildlife and human conflict.
mm.
It's amazing. I've learned a lot of things that I changed my mind with, and
The guy there with her that was so well spoken, and
yes,
uh, and he was like her bodyguard, and she calls him her son, and
her
he goes
son,
everywhere with her. Yeah.
and
And
they've got an amazing project. Can't remember what it is, but if you go to Jane Goodall Institute website, you'll see it. They go to the schools and they make bricks out of plastic. They've built
okay,
schools
okay,
with those bricks. Yeah, and it's
awesome.
great. And he runs the project. A
Okay.
dynamic guy, amazing.
Mm. Okay, this is going to seem trivial and small too, but to me it's nice. Introducing Nyalas to Marloth Park. To me, that was really cool.
Yeah,
That an animal that wasn't here, and now it's here.
and actual
So,
fact, we had 3 bulls, no females. Three
mm,
bulls in the entire
mm,
Marloth Park. 3 bulls, no females.
mm,
And then I got a call for a female Nyala, where baboons tried to eat the baby, and the farmer intervened. So I got that little female. Her name is Nia,
yeah.
and well, she gave birth in the wild to 3 babies already, and uh, her daughter gave birth to 2 babies already.
A boy
But
now, a little bull.
unfortunately, yeah, Nina's second baby, first baby, was a bull, and it was killed by lions. The
Mm,
second one we had to put down because it was caught in a snare 2 days after birth. The whole front leg was ripped open, and it was an open fracture. And you know, our philosophy is if you can't release, you have to euthanize. All our animals get released.
mm,
Unfortunately, I do believe in animals need to contribute to the ecosystem. They can't
mm.
contribute to an ecosystem.
I know
Their species.
we had some pushback about the Nyalas because people said that they're going to chase the bush buck. And we chatted to Harry, and
Yeah.
Harry said, no, man, that's an old study that was done in confined space, the small little 5-hectare camps where the Nyalas do get aggressive with bush bucks. The farmers noticed when they've got a captive breeding program for these special Nyalas, black Nyalas and white bush buck and stuff. They did compete for food. Now that was in a very small area. So he said it's good. It's a good thing to get the Nyala in.
Yeah, even Dr. Kobus Raad says Nyalas are
Mm,
more beautiful. And yeah, so well, we done that, and yeah, that's so far so good. And remember, it's only Nia that I introduced. The
mm.
rest came
Came.
natural
They came
assassination.
from,
Those
we,
the bulls needed a female. They needed a
yeah,
female. They were desperate for a female.
yeah. And then I think finally is the registered vet clinic. I think it's still in its beginning phases, but the fact that we managed to actually get the equipment in and the it's very expensive. And the Vitalis helped us, Robert
Yeah.
and Janice Vitali helped us to get the X-ray machine. And also that we
Over and
do have
above
a
Africa.
over and above Africa, and that we do have a excellent vet in Doc Piet in Marloth Park. I think this is
We'll
just the
still
beginning
ask him
stages.
for an interview. We will still have to
Now
ask him for an interview.
I'll interview him, don't worry. And I think this is going to be a game changer.
Yeah, no,
Honestly,
it's
a
definitely going to
massive
be.
game
No,
changer.
it's an
So,
understatement. You know, it needs to be a game changer.
mm,
Because traveling up and down with an injured animal to just get
mm,
X-rays, that puts
mm,
stress in that animals, you know,
mm.
and you have to help that animal as soon as possible. That's the main thing.
Yeah, so I think that's going to be good. Look, these are a couple of things that I just remembered off the top of my head. I think there's probably a dozen more that
Yeah,
was
there's a
truly
lot more.
impactful. Yeah, but it's going to take episodes and episodes to discuss all of that.
Yeah, we're going to
Um,
bore you.
yeah, but I think Wild and Free's made an impact in the past, but it's going to be so much bigger, so much better now that we're rigged and
Yeah,
kitted and ready and funded. That's the most important thing.
yeah,
And
that's
now
the
we
most
can go.
important.
Now we can
Hey?
go. I
Yeah,
said, now
now
we
we
can
can.
go.
Yeah, because the main thing is for funds. That we're a non-profit organization. If you don't have the funds, you can't do what you need to do.
Mm,
And thank goodness I've got over and above Africa, the Aspinall Foundation and Rewild Africa on my side, and wildlife vets. One day when I
yeah, that
need them,
always help. Always
yeah,
help.
they always help, always help. And if it wasn't for them, I said it
Mm,
over and over again, I would have been still the small
mm,
little rehab that's trying
mm.
to make a difference. But
Yeah,
it don't matter if you're small or big. If you save an animal and put him back to the wild, that's
you've made
already
an
a big
impact.
difference, a big
Mm,
impact for that animal that you are releasing. It's a big
yeah,
impact, and that's more than enough.
yeah. Listen, Deirdre, I see we 4 minutes past feeding time, so I'm going to cut
Yeah,
this interview short. But thank
please.
you again for joining me in this heat. And yeah, we'll see you in a week's time. Week's time, we'll have our next one.
Yeah. Hopefully with Dr.
Okay.
Piet.
Yeah, that'll be excellent if Doc Piet.
Yeah.
We still need to convince Mark, but we'll get him. We'll get him on.
Okay.
Okay. Enjoy your
Thank you.
day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.